tripod, the camera.
Yeah,
We look like little shorts. Little short folks.
I fucked with the camera.
We people.
Fucking
Microphone's not on.
It's this.
Oh.
This microphone's not on.
Oh.
What the fuck happened here?
You got it zoomed in for your sleep stream or something?
No, absolutely not. There it goes.
That's a little better, yeah.
Oh, I gotta tilt it down more because I remember you couldn't see the fucking. There, you can barely see the show.
Yeah. Hi, hey Daft! What's up, bro? Hi everyone, welcome.
Yes, tis Ernie.
Welcome to the Havoc System. I am Micah, this is Ernie. We are the illustrious mental health couple. Yeah, let's just dawn ourselves. Let's just fucking hashtag that shit. This is a mental health stream. Govern yourselves accordingly.
Oh, yeah, time. Time stole my hair.
Actually, I think Xander
Age.
aged a lot.
Age and time stole it. So.
I mean, literally, his hairline was like way the fuck back here. It was just like it's gonna be like this. It's cute when it grows.
There you go.
It's cute when it grows out a little bit. Hey Irene, how are you tonight?
Yeah, but when I bathed today, I decided to take a razor and just go full smooth baby's ass.
It feels exactly how my vagina feels after a Brazilian wax.
Okay, this I'm glad unmarked safe for kids.
Anyways, welcome to the on how to regulate your emotions, and we're just gonna talk anecdotally about what to listen to yourself about with what emotion. I think you'll really like it. Yes, take care of the mama. Yes. Hey boss, guess what? I Googled it. It's called road bowling. It is an Irish thing. So boss found this like really crazy like video and sent it to me. I was like, what the fuck is that? And it looked like somebody was like tossing a coin and like doing it all fucking track Olympic style down our fucking road. And everybody was like, there was like hundreds of people standing around like it was the fucking,
I mean, you know what it seems like to me?
Tour de Force or some shit.
It's just one of those things that just a bunch of just bored as fuck motherfuckers came up with.
So it came from particularly the counties of Cork and Armagh, but it is an Irish old game, and what it is you literally try to toss a metal ball down a road in as few throws. It's like a course, a determined route, in as little throws as possible.
I actually talked about this last night, Daft. Yes, we will do the old drinking makeup stream, whatever, which just, we don't have a particular day set, so, I mean, definitely won't be this month and probably won't be next month.
Yeah, we gotta get, like, our personal shit together, like, yeah, some stuff's come up. We talked about it in Discord a little bit. It could be a split. I mean, could be a new altar, or a fusion.
Or they could just be agitated.
Or, yeah, they could just be in there just playing grab ass or something. Sorry, that's just our opinion. So welcome. If you are new here, please feel free to ask us questions. We pride ourselves on keeping it real.
No. We would let people know way in advance.
Yeah, we would like make it an event or something, so everyone could participate.
You'll have at least a week's notice before it's gonna happen. What the fuck? Who was that?
Your mother.
What is she?
Yeah, so we're under extreme heat advisory, like beyond the South can handle. Like our air conditioners won't even go down. We have central heat and air, and they will not go down past like 78 because it's like impossible to cool this type of temperature, which scary. I'm glad I'm gonna be dead when fucking environment falls apart, because
Doubtful. Huh?
yeah, that's a really good question, Daft. I'm sorry you're experiencing that. Dude, Mick, I'm so glad you're here, because I just discovered road bowling, and it's fucking cool. And I see this dude they call Cannon Coppinger or something like that. I probably said that all wrong, but it comes out of Cork. Shout out to our county. That's where my people are from, according to 23andMe. That's where my Viking route went, through there and then to Iceland and then to the United States. But yeah, it's like fucking crazy. So I couldn't tell what they were doing in the video, but then I looked it up. I Googled it. It's fucking, like, there were so many people there, y'all. But it seems like a very old game. That's great. I'm glad to hear that, Irene. I'm so sorry you're experiencing that. It's not fun. Ernie has a lot of headaches.
And special shout out to Robert,
Richard.
Richard.
Yes.
Sorry, Richard.
Yes.
Who I spoke to before passing out last night.
New friend. If you're
Hopefully,
watching
new
later,
friend.
yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to catch you on one of the live streams, or, you know, join the Discord if you catch one of these VODs later on.
So we're just gonna catch up and chat for a minute, and then we'll go through our content for tonight. Let's see what's going on with us. Okay, again, it's fucking hot. Like, I don't...
Nothing, well, nutting and watching Flash.
Oh, that's awesome, Mick. Yeah, I kind of had a little breakdown last week, and Daft, you know, you were there for us through it, and I was talking a little bit to Irene about it and stuff, but I had a really hard week last week. I was spiraling bad, and Ernie was there for me, Jordan was there for me, my sister was there for me. It was scary because I haven't done that in probably a few years for an extended period of time, and it was terrifying me because it was like getting worse each day. Oh, it was wild. Nah, it's Michael, but Mick Irish, you know. Anyways. Let's see.
I'm wearing shorts today because it's fucking hot.
Yeah, look at those sexy hairy legs. Give me that. Put it back over here. Yeah. Man legs. Oh man. Did you guys see that they replaced Henry Cavill with a younger doppelganger that's like a bootleg version for Superman? Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. DC's fucking us. Fucking us. They're just fucking us.
James Gunn wants to do a younger Superman.
Okay, that's cute and all, but nobody asked for it. We didn't ask for it. We did not ask for it. And if he looks just like Henry Cavill, why couldn't you just like age regress him like they did to fucking Will Smith when they did that fucking twin movie?
You talking about Gemini?
Gemini, thank you. And you know I'm right, because this motherfucker looks like Henry Cavill's little brother that's done like drinks a lot. Yeah, so even with my fans and everything, I'm literally sweating like so hard right now. Like I'm literally like, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm trying to be positive though, because we are here to talk about mental health. Whoa. And what it's like navigating a relationship with two crazy motherfuckers. And I mean that with all the love in the world. There's nothing wrong. We need to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health talk. And it's okay to joke about it. It really, really fucking is. Because that's how you get better. You get better by being honest with yourself and others. Right, babe? Oh, I got trolled on TikTok today by a DID hater who called it a fairy tale. So I schooled their ass.
As did I.
Yeah, so.
I went at him pretty hard.
I literally was like, something about betterhelp.com. That's a good place to start, because the only one living in a fairy tale is you, that nothing's wrong with you. Because anyone that gives all their energy to trolling someone who is a mental health streamer, who is discounting their journey and their illness, there's a lot to unpack there, bruh. I said, or maybe you don't need any help, but that would be the real fairy tale. I said, and that's psychology. Have the day you deserve. It was something like that. It was a burn. Yeah. So basically, to just what Daph's talking about, just to recap, I was completely fucking out of it. Crazy, rambling, rants, rage, crying. It was terrifying. I was talking nonsense. At one point, I was talking about the moon. I said, there's a star there, a planet that doesn't belong right there. It doesn't go there. That's aliens. I mean, it was a total break. And it also lasted several days, and it incapacitated me. I couldn't focus. I was like, Ernie was literally having to like calm me down, and like he was so quiet for like 2 straight hours, and then I wouldn't remember anything that I said or did. It was a very bad episode, and it's been many years. So anyways, when we unpacked it all, and I'm like absolutely fine this week, and also it sucks when you're borderline for a partner. We always talk about what it's like for me to be the partner of someone with DID, but I think that Ernie really got a sad taste of what it's like to be partners with a borderline person. And because it's been so long since I've had one that bad, where I was like, I guess you would call it extreme stimming, but with your brain, with dissociation. Zoomies. I don't know, like how animals do zoomies, but my brain was doing zoomies for several days. It scared me because I was like, and then looking back, like we saw little signs like leading up to that week. And so anyways, what I was trying to make the point of is when it was all said and done, even after like a 2-hour rant or a 2-hour, whatever you would call it, where my brain is crazy and I'm just like irrational thoughts, I'd be fine. I'd be like I had just taken calming medication. Yeah, yeah. Looking back, we saw the warning signs of it, based on my behavioral patterns. But hindsight's 2020. I didn't know it was coming because it's been probably since COVID that I had anything like that. So in my mind, I was not cured, but to have one come back that I couldn't control or shut down was really terrifying. It was very scary, and I felt so helpless. But what I was gonna say is, after the 2-hour like going on and 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 on, and I don't even remember, and I'm calm as fuck, I'm leaving him over here with the like sad, freaked out, glassed over eyes of feeling bad for me and like sad for me, and the trauma of everything I said. Like, I think, trigger warning, at one point I said, I wish I was on that submarine. I didn't mean that I wanted to die, and I explained it at the time. I was like, at least I would have done something risky in my whole life. Like, I started like bringing up all kinds of stuff. Yeah, no. Wait, I don't get it. I'm buffering. Yes, my brain was definitely buffering. And yes, it's overthinking, Stone, but it's actually a mental crisis. It's a psychotic break that causes them that badly. And like I said, that's the shitty part about borderline, is borderline people, and I'll be honest with you, everyone that's borderline is different, kind of like all systems are different, but there are some traits that are just universal. And overthinking is one of them. Fear of abandonment's the other one. But I'd be totally fucking calm. As soon as all the fucking crazy adrenaline that borderlines get with the irrational, over-the-top adrenaline, I'd be completely fine. I wouldn't have remembered half the shit I said. And there's Ernie just sitting there scared to death, not knowing how to help me. And we figured out, this is the bottom line, is that since Ernie has been progressing so well and doing well, even though it's not perfect, nobody is. I've been on my journey almost as long as he has. to get better and to get help, and we still have really, really bad days. We think that since Ernie is getting better, everything that I didn't realize it, and he didn't realize it, and nobody realized it, that I was suppressing my own mental health issues to protect him, because I was in like gotta get Ernie better mode, Ernie's gone mode. All those modes I was in was a huge distraction from my own shit. So it's like he's getting better now, it's safe for me to like get sick. And kind of once we reached that conclusion, it got better all of a sudden. But like, to look back on last week, I lost track of time. Everything that had happened on the same day felt like weeks ago. It was terrifying. Just absolutely. And so, yeah, I know I don't make sense, because it doesn't make sense. Borderline personality disorder does not make sense.
Well, I mean, like I said, whenever it comes to mental health, and I've said this several times on this channel, and I'll continue to keep saying it, when you look at mental health like a graph, it's not a steady incline. It's like a heartbeat on a monitor. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down.
3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Sometimes regression happens, which is really bad, but you hope you don't totally regress.
Right.
But yeah, like your mental health journey, and that's something that I want to stress, because everyone thinks that, you know, Ernie and I have been together so long and we've made it through a lot of really fucked up shit and all that, and we come on here and we help others and all that. But I need to stress that it is really, really important for you to know what you're signing up for. When you choose to date someone with mental health problems, don't be an asshole. Honestly, truthfully sign up for what you're signing up for. And what I mean by that is, do your research, and if your person is not healthy or is in a very beginning stage of getting their help and all that, you got to realize what they're going to go through. And like, for example, I signed up for dormancy. I was told by my partner, you can, like, I wouldn't blame you, I'm not going to hate you, you can go. But Ernie now is realizing that he has to sign up for that, because it sucks, because like I said, I
already realized that within the first year, when you first found out about Journey, and we're literally just walking around the house screaming.
Yeah,
I was like, so
Journey is the...
So this is what borderline situation's like.
So basically...
And I didn't run then, and I'm not gonna run later.
Yeah, but I think this is way worse, because it lasted over a period of days.
It don't matter how long it lasts for.
But what I'm saying is, borderlines do harm people, and we don't mean to at all. But what we do is, once we get through our little episodes, we're like totally calm, and the other person's like, bro, you were talking about like aliens and...
I mean, yeah, no, I won't like you know, because I have, you know, sensory issues with things getting loud.
It's very loud.
You can't always control how loud you get. So yeah, my anxiety got triggered, and by the time we got to the house and I got you in bed, I was literally shaking like a fucking chihuahua.
He was shivering, and I'm so sorry, honey.
It's not your fault.
I know, but I should know better after 25 years.
See, knowing better and being able to do something is different.
I felt like I was in that movie, A Beautiful Mind. I felt like I was Einstein. I felt like I was all the people, Tesla, whoever. Like you're like a genius, a mad genius. And you're like putting shit together, and no one can follow your train of thought, but it makes sense to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't bother trying to keep track of what the fuck you were talking about.
But it's so scary, because like, on one hand you're completely dissociated and not present, but on the other hand you're like, this fucking shit's crazy, but you can't stop. You cannot fucking stop. Period. And so,
welcome back.
Hi. Who do we have here? How are you? Talking to you, Tunnel System. Yes. So when Xander left, I processed anger. I processed fear. So I was very paranoid. And I processed that. I did not process what it was like to lose Ernie for that long and to have him back and what our new life looks like and how beautiful it is and how much happier I am. And he's just doing so well, and I don't want to make a big thing of that because I don't want him to feel pressure. Like if he backslides or has a depression day, I want him to feel that he can share that I don't have my hopes hanging on this fucking current trajectory, which is good for the most part. You know, so let's tamper that. Like, again, since this is a relationship stream for people with mental health problems, I want to tell you, you have to sign up for what you're going into. Don't go into it and think I can handle this. No, you need to know what you're signing up for. And that means at any time, Ernie his system could do different things. Yeah, we're fine. We're actually when I cry, it's mostly because of purging. It's kind of realizing in the moment that you were feeling something you didn't realize. That's how I experience it.
Osiris, love that name.
I do too. Osiris is a fucking tight name. Do you feel younger or older?
No, I know that you're not deaf. It'll go away on its own. But
yeah, it was what it was. No, Daff, not at all. It's just the facts. You know, it's just the facts. Okay, so I'm sorry you feel confused, Osiris. I don't know your gender, so I don't want to like throw out a gender. But I think that do you know who Irene is? Or I don't know all their names. There's like Elena. I forget all my systems alters names. I'm so sorry. There's so many. But do you know Irene, Osiris? I'm just trying to help you kind of get your bearings. Because I think you age slid. You'll have to ask your system. Do you know people? You know your friends? He, him. You're the gatekeeper and you don't know? Interesting. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm so sorry. That came across so wrong. I find it interesting. Is there anyone that's like we don't have to tell Irene. We don't have to tell anyone else. But is there someone in your system who is original or the oldest person that's been there the longest? Maybe go talk to them. Or someone in your system, like your friends. Irene we were just with Irene, and Irene wasn't feeling well, and then you came. So I think she's not lost. She's just gone inside for a little while. You know, try to, I don't know, what's the word, babe? Help me out here. Why am I giving advice right now?
I don't know. I was wondering. Yeah, just hang out with us, Osiris. Like, if you don't know what else is going on, just listen to us crazy folks talk.
But
better than nothing, I guess.
yeah. So but anyway, so that was going on. Also that crazy submarine thing, and now it's 1,000,000 degrees, and we've had just back-to-back stuff. We rescued a kitten, we fixed cars, I rescued a turtle. I literally cannot describe to you the wildness that the last few weeks has been, but last week especially. Then, this will really mess with your mind. And I know most of you are guys in here right now, so you're not gonna appreciate this, but in the midst of all that crazy breakdown that was really terrifying, because it's something that hadn't happened in a few years, started a period, and, you know, questioning my own self. I'm like, was this hormones? Cause like, that would suck. That means I'm going into menopause early, which is fine. Perimenopause is a thing. But like, I was like, that's the only thing that could explain such a crazy reaction. But then I was like, no, this is borderline. You're thinking irrationally again. You're conflating a biological function to your mental health, and you actually are diagnosed and been this way all your life. So, you know, but it's wild. I feel like I'm in denial because I don't want it to be true. I feel like I fused with someone else. No. Do not. You're not derailing any conversation. At all. This is a typical night.
Yeah, no. I mean, trust
Not
me,
at all.
as a system, I understand.
I'm a singlet, but I do love my systems, and I love my man. So, and their system, and I love them, and I have spent 2.5 years with my nose in a fucking article.
You
Scouring the internet.
Do you have an idea who you might have fused with?
That would explain the disorientation of the gatekeeper not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have like a what is it called? New alter orientation? Like, what is it called?
That might just be it.
Your system?
Havoc
Yeah.
system exclusive.
But do y'all have like a place where you go to like learn everything when you first, like, do you teach? Do you sit down and teach new alters things about the being a system and stuff? Havoc system has orientation. Very possible. Very, very possible. Yeah, absolutely. Dissociation is so confusing. Systems are confusing, and it's normal to feel that way.
Yeah.
If they can't, okay, so let's think about this. Let's try to like think rationally. Is that okay? Or no, that doesn't work with this. Sorry, I'm on this kick of behavioral patterns and emotional regulation, and it requires like skills. And I don't think that you need skills. I think you just need us to listen. Okay, Stone. Anyways, earlier, I think I cut you off. I wanted to say welcome to our new friend because I didn't get to meet you. I hope that you come back, Richard. We would love to have you be a part of our community. So if you're seeing this at a later time, welcome. Yeah, when I don't feel like I'm in control or all that. Bye, Stone. Sorry you're sleepy.
He's gonna take a nap for the midnight watch while I sleep.
Not tonight. Not while I'm here.
Oh, right.
I think that's creepy. Oh, I forgot to ask Stoned if he saw the feet dude. And
no, I think Stone had gone to bed at that point because I'm pretty sure Stone would have banned them.
yeah. So anyways, we don't know if the person was actually concerned because Ernie sleeps with his socks, which I think is a complete serial killer vibe. Like,
I don't have socks on right now.
I know, but I'm just saying like
towels.
what kind of like multiverse ass fucking alien shit is that? Like, take your socks off when you sleep, bro.
Dude,
like,
you know me, man. Just sometimes I just can't be bothered.
I can't sleep with the littlest thing being off. You know what I mean? And compression on my feet.
Well, that's what
And
the
hot
Klonopin's for, man. 'Cause
Right.
When that shit kicks in, I don't give a fuck.
Well, when you've been an insomniac as long as me and been on,
I have been an insomniac.
but I mean, when you've been on Ambien and Klonopin for so long, like me, like fucking.
Dude, I was on Seroquel for like 10 fucking years.
Yeah, that shit. That don't work like Klonopin though.
No, it's a lot fucking heavier. That shit's hard to
Anyways.
wake up from.
They said don't sleep with your socks on, and so we didn't know if that was like a foot fetish thing.
No, they didn't say don't sleep with your socks. They said you should take your socks
Off, yeah, when you sleep. And so we don't know if that was genuine concern, because I'm concerned, right? Or if they were a foot person, which, you know, no shame. I used to date a dude with a foot
Well,
fetish.
I mean, because honestly, like, I don't think, well, my feet were under the blanket, so maybe one was sticking out at the time or something. I don't know. I don't know how long they were watching for. I just know the stream kept getting shut off for some reason.
Okay, guys, so let's move into our content. Are you okay? Am I even still Osiris if I've used that's who I was known as? Is this still my name? I don't want to change. I know I'm older, but I feel scared.
I mean, that's
up to
entirely
you. Yeah.
If you still want to be referred to as Osiris, then
Absolutely.
you're still Osiris.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've learned as the spouse of a system that you should trust anything that happens and not be afraid, because there's a reason for everything that your system decides to do. So try to think about how your system's always had your back, and don't be afraid. Because in the end, it will all come clear.
But I feel you on that. I don't like change either, so.
Yeah, no one likes change. So, yeah, I saw you on Discord do that one time, Daft. Like, you just went and you were like, for a good while. I was like, hey, I think this is, I've never seen that, but Daft's dissociated.
No.
It was wild.
I would just assumed he was stoned.
Alright, guys, let's talk about our content tonight. So, this is called Listen to Your Emotions, because remember what I said. Okay, but we're here for you. Like, if you don't feel safe or you're scared, like, we're here for you, but we also respect that too. Like, whatever you need to do.
Hey, we're here to be a support system.
Right.
You know?
You're not bothering us. I'm going to keep talking, and maybe it will distract you a little bit, or maybe you need to go deal with it. That's totally up to you. You know, it is what it is. Okay, so this is called Listen to Your Emotions, and it goes along with what we're talking about, we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, which is what are the skills that you can implement into your life to help with your extreme emotions, or as they call it in the biz, emotional regulation. Or dysregulation is when you're really extreme emotions. Regulation would be, you know, baseline emotions. Yes, please, always.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one that we need to listen to as far as our emotions, and this is something that Ernie can speak to as far as working on it with his therapist. He's working about less repression in his life of emotion, although he hasn't gotten past anger. I told my sister today, if I could be angry all the time, I could fucking conquer the world. Anger fuels me. It's the easiest emotion. I don't know why I'm like that, but it literally gives me life. Literally, like, I could clean my entire fucking home if I was mad. I could fucking scale a mountain.
Yeah, exactly that. That's why half the times, you know, since we've
Absolutely.
Started implementing outlines for VOD purposes and stuff, but we end up not even getting to the topic.
Sometimes, but
because we get sidetracked just chatting with stream.
We are getting a lot of off live views. And so we are treating every stream as if we have a room full of people in here. However, we will always make time for whoever needs whatever they need. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like purge earlier or whatever that was. I was just trying to talk to you guys about what's been up. And I haven't been on stream since all that happened, I don't think. Maybe once last week. I'm not sure. Absolutely, 100%. So anyways, what emotions do we need to listen to and what they're saying, right? Bitterness, being bitter. When you have bitterness, it shows you where you need to heal, where you're still holding judgment on others and yourself. So what are you bitter about? What are you bitter about, babe?
That right now, when I lean forward like this, if I didn't have this facial hair, I would look like powder.
While you got jokes, let's try to take it a step further and let's go into the mental health realm.
You know what I'm bitter about.
Oh, yes. So, Ernie, what are you bitter about? Say the words.
I'm bitter about my system throwing the amnesia barrier back up and cutting off system communication from me.
According to this, that means it shows you where you need to heal.
Yeah, so these motherfuckers need to quit being dickheads.
No, it doesn't say. It shows you where other people need to heal or your system needs to heal. It says it shows you where you need to heal.
Well, I mean, where's one of them pop up fucking lay the hands of Jesus on me tense?
That shit ain't gonna work. But I can do some pagan shit and like sacrifice a goat.
No, Gigi comes in and sprays enough weird shit on me as it is.
And we have lots of protective stones that Gigi herself has scavenged and tumbled. Ernie's sister is like an awesome pagan.
One right there.
Yeah.
It just happened to be in the shape of a heart.
Like she's got the skills, bro.
Well, it's because I got her a fucking rock tumbler.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm talking about her witchy skills. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she's Wicca.
Yeah, she's Wiccan. Okay, so...
Wicca.
Wiccan. Wicca is the belief system. Wiccan is the person. Like Christianity and Christian. Anyways.
Whatever.
Sorry, I went into teacher mode, didn't I? Okay. So bitterness. I am bitter about. I'm trying to be like deep, but because I kind of stay bitter about a lot of stuff. Not big. Like I feel like it's warranted based on what my therapist tell me to feel. But, I guess I'm bitter about, one thing that comes up constantly is, like, I'm really bitter about my ex-husband. Like, what he did to me, who he did it with, and how he's still, like, trying to, like, use me emotionally. Oh, no. Been there, Daft. So we're talking about listening to our emotions, and we are talking about, the first one is bitterness and what it means. Ernie said that he's bitter right now about his system not communicating and amnesia barriers. And according to this, it says that when you feel bitterness, it shows where you need to heal. So you need to listen. It's to listen to your emotions is the topic. And I'm bitter about my ex-husband and how he did me and how he continues to fool me into thinking that he gives a shit when he actually has ulterior motives, like he's just lonely or he wants to smash. And I fall for it every time, so I'm like bitter at myself. Like, I'm bitter at him, but like less because he's just like not worth it. But I'm more bitter at myself for falling for the idea that he's gonna like give a shit. Because we spent 12 years of our life. And I just keep thinking that one day he's gonna like appreciate my family and me, and we're gonna like be able to be friends. And
As the way
I'm
I
fucking
say it
stupid.
is, don't be pissed at the snake when you stick your hand in the viper pit.
right, I'm so bad about that. Like, I'm so like, I know what the fuck's up, but I still fall for it with certain people. I'm very I'm too empathic. But I'm not gonna lie, I choose to ignore what I know a lot of times. Like, I choose to exist in willful ignorance because I'm like, whatever, I can take it, you know? Yeah, so in DBT and skills-based training with emotional regulation, basically it says go with your feelings, face them, and then rationalize them. So it's like mindfulness is all I'm saying. Listen to your feelings as emotions is mindfulness. So if you're like freaking out about fucking the aliens by the moon, be like, okay, bro, what is the likelihood that there's aliens at the moon? What are you even talking about? It's mindfulness. Also watching your patterns of behavior and stuff like that. So yeah, that's classic borderline training.
I mean, in truth, we really don't even know what's on the dark side of the moon.
I mean, facts, babe. Facts. So yeah, this is why I think I posted a post something about this, about being an overthinker and being borderline. And I was like, you see the meanings, and I'm being really empathic on top of it. So like, I'm like a psi vampire. Like, I suck energy from like 100 yards away across a crowded room.
It's not the only thing you're good at sucking.
That's hilarious. Yeah, those are things in kink. They are. But no, dialectical behavior therapy or cognitive behavioral therapy, they're basically the same.
Hey.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
They're basically the same, but I know what you're talking about, Daft. All right, the next emotion that we should listen to is resentment, which sounds a lot like bitterness. What's the okay? If you guys,
there's a difference between being resentful and being bitter.
okay, tell me. Okay, so I think bitter is like a thing happened to you and you're not over it. Okay.
Well, let's look up the actual definitions between bitter and...
Can you do that on your phone? Because I don't want you clicking screens.
Yeah.
It literally makes my OCD go crazy.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Okay. So, resentment and bitterness, to be specific. So on here it says we should listen to the emotion of resentment because it shows you where you're living in the past and not allowing the present.
Having sharp, pungent taste or smell. Well, that's not right.
That's like bitter taste.
Oh, okay. Oh, people go back. Angry, hurt, or resentful. Okay, so
It's a synonym.
Because of one's bad experiences or a sense of unjust treatment.
So I feel
don't feel jealous or bitter.
So bitterness is more like you somebody did something to me and like fuck you, like I'm gonna take this till I die. Resentment is according to this, it tells us that we're living in the past.
Right, but here's the thing. You are right. Being bitter and being resentful is literally the exact same thing, because the definition of resentful is feeling or expressing bitterness or indignation at having being treated unfairly.
So it's the same definition.
Right.
Well, this psychologist says, oh, synonym. Yeah, sorry. I need to drink some water. My mouth's kind of dry because it's fucking millions of degrees. It's like 111 tomorrow.
See, that's the thing though, man. Normally I would have heard cinnamon too, but I actually heard cinnamon.
Sorry, y'all. My borderline brain always goes to big words because I like. Fucking...
No, I'm saying though, I understood what you said. I didn't hear cinnamon. Normally I would have heard cinnamon just because my brain's fucking weird.
So, according to this person, bitterness would be, it shows you where you need to heal, because you can pinpoint it, and resentment is, it shows you where you're living in the past. So this is why we're listening to our emotions. What are they showing us? What are they telling us? Yeah.
I mean, honestly, she could have said cinnamon, but I heard
Synonym.
heard it correctly, or I knew what she meant.
Okay, baby, so you have bitterness. Bitterness, I think your example was perfect because you do seem real fucking bent out of shape about that. And like, you won't talk about your role in it. You're just mad at them. So I feel like that is bitter. Whereas resentment...
See, here's the thing though, man. I'm doing what they want, but they're still not fucking giving me an inch.
Is there a time limit on healing, Ernie?
I'm saying I'm making the fucking effort, but they're not making any.
How do you know what they're doing if you have no communication?
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
His system, he has no system communication. He's very bitter about it.
They've cut me off and they've thrown the amnesia barriers back up. So now when I switch, I don't remember switching.
Yeah. And it's he doesn't like it. He's very scared. It makes him question his own self. It makes him feel loss of control. It's terrifying, but they have their reasons. They have shared those reasons with him and me. The therapist agrees that it's a trust issue, like right now, but he got really low about something he should have. It was a triggering situation.
Basically, what their reasoning was is that I got system communication too quick and got too comfortable with them to the point to where it was was not seeking help for my trauma, to face my trauma at all, and so they cut off system communication and put back up the amnesia barriers in an effort to get me to seek help processing my traumas.
Yes. That was very well said, baby. But to be specific, they're basically saying you got to be on your own because you're using us as a fucking crutch. You're not getting better. And guess what? He understands the assignment because he's getting better. I attend most of his sessions. When he asks me, it's not something that I expect to be in on, right? So I listen and I know the improvements. What?
The last session,
I wasn't here.
No, you the last session with Dr. Scott,
yeah.
you were here.
Oh, you're going to talk about him walking out of the room.
I've never heard him laugh so fucking hard. Because what happened, because Micah's normally next to me, and Micah always, chimes in.
Not always, just sometimes.
And most of the time. I mean, probably a good 20 minutes of the hour-long session is you two having a fucking conversation while I just sit there and hold the phone like an asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to the kitchen to get a drink, and then all of a sudden I just hear Dr. Scotty bust out fucking laughing, and I'm like, what? And he goes, did you just leave the room?
While she was talking, yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
But I'm used to it because that's the way conflict avoidant, dissociative people like to deal with things that are too real for them. They just like fucking, oh no, it's not happening, it's not happening.
That's not what it was at all. Literally, I needed to get a drink from the kitchen and then I came right back.
Yeah, but I didn't, that's what I'm saying is how it made me feel. It did not make me feel like you were dismissing what I was saying because I literally know that that's literally you. You're like, Mike is talking some real shit and I'm not ready to go there, so I'm dipping. So that's what I took it as. Yeah, it hurts him. And the other day he actually had a horrible flashback nightmare. As your best friend and someone who's lived with you almost a year, I can agree to that. But you do control yourself. You do have issue of control, but I worry that control that you're able to harness over your mood swings, boss, I worry that that's gonna bite you someday.
Listen, all I can say about things,
I don't know if that makes any
'Cause
sense.
I've just noticed a trend with people these days that instead of listening to the people that are actually in their lives, they spend way too much fucking time listening to what fucking dumbass incels say.
Not just incels, the internet. Like, people listening to us.
Internet
Like
in
for
general.
real, we're literal content creators and you're listening to us, so we sound like fucking hypocrites making this point.
Right. But we're not like, you know, we're talking real shit.
Yeah, but we're not fucking
We're
experts.
not saying just inflammatory things to get fucking
But
reaction.
likes, that's true, or clout.
Yeah, and too many people fucking listen to that shit and take it to fucking heart. And it's
Well, I'm
Stop
guilty of it too. I'm just saying. 'Cause
stop being sheep.
sheeple. But no, like, but Jordan's really opening up here, and so we need to literally listen to what he's saying. Like, that's not easy for him to say because he counts himself as a very disciplined person. So I know that was hard for him to say, and I know that because he's my best friend. So
But this is a safe space. So, I mean, you know,
That's
just
true.
say whatever you need to say about yourself, bro. Ain't nobody judging you.
amen to that. Facts. And you know we love you, Jordan. So I think what Jordan is saying, and this is as your best friend, I think that it's like I have a lot more context for everything that you're going through. But I think what you're saying is you would prefer to keep yourself controlled and not listen to your emotions, because when you listen to your emotions, you have mood swings. I think that's what he's saying, right? And I think honestly, that I'm not trying to use gender, but I do think a lot of men in general do that. Just
Yeah.
like period. Whereas women are encouraged from childhood to express our feelings and cry, and we're allowed to be criers and all that. Men are told, be a man.
Yeah.
Toughen up. Is
yeah,
that where you were
it's
going with the
really-
content? That's where you were going with the content creators, right?
Yeah. Like, cause honestly, dude,
yeah.
man, cause we were fucking raised not to fucking show vulnerability and shit, you know?
Oh my God, Daft.
Yeah.
I love that. I want a shirt that says that. Your emotions are trolling you. Borderline? That is the most borderline fucking statement ever made. Cause their emotions aren't real. That's what the techniques are supposed to get you to do, is to realize you're being fucking, it's up here, it's not real. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's basically, yeah, the point that I'm getting to. What that was is these fucking content creators that need to be in fucking therapy. but
Yes!
they've gone to therapy a day in their life.
Because you will never come on the Havoc Systems channel and have us say, listen to us, we know it all. You're gonna hear us say over and over again, you know, take that the way you feel, it applies to you. You'll hear us say things like, please go and take this to your therapist, or if you don't have one, get one. You
Yeah.
are never gonna hear us say, we know everything.
No, I'll do
Do
straight
what
up.
we say. Pay us money to go
Everybody-
through our program so you can learn to be a man.
No. Everybody needs to go to a fucking therapist. I've said it so many times. The only
Hey,
time
Countess Arte.
and only reason therapy does not work for someone is because they're not putting the work in.
Or some people
for
aren't
therapy to
ready.
help.
Oh, are you talking about Andrew Tate? Yeah. He, again,
Andrew Tate is such a fucking douche knuckle
And-
fucking cunt.
and he's bald and he's indicted for rape and sex trafficking and money laundering and all kinds of other stuff. So,
Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, all
ugh.
these just
Alpha
they
male,
live
Kevin
with
Samuels.
this fucking motherfuckers that need therapy so fucking
They need
bad.
therapy more, literally, and we're not professionals, and we can literally go be like, damn, that motherfucker needs therapy.
And if you are in therapy,
I love that.
you need a new fucking therapist, bruh.
No, they're
Because-
not in therapy. They would
I'm
never
saying-
go to therapy. You know?
I'm just saying.
But I mean, I just think it's sad because they're actually con men. They're fake. And they're getting money. They're getting paid. And they're preying upon confused men specifically, and I'm not picking on like the alpha male movement, but they're the worst. They're the worst at this.
Bright, cheery motherfucker dating Zendaya like Tom Holland would be like, I needed to be in therapy. Your ass can go to therapy too.
Hell yeah. You got the world on your shoulders. You're motherfucking Tom Holland, and your ride or die is Zendaya. And you're like, dude, I realized from making this movie, like, I got some shit I gotta work out. Also, like, a lot of men have been very open. Matthew McConaughey, very masculine.
Okay, well, Matthew McConaughey's on all kinds of fucking drugs.
Okay, but not really. He just smokes a shit ton of weed. Like, dude doesn't just, like, do everything. He's just all about the psychedelics.
Remember the clips from the fucking
he was naked, banging the bongos,
fucking special that he fucking had, special stream, and the crazy fucking shit that he just said.
I am 100% sure, even though I'm not a professional, that Matthew McConaughey is 100% bipolar. Facts. Period.
Matthew McConaughey is 100% fucking crazy.
Okay, but
he's fucking awesome.
He's genius. He's genius, and he does have all this like soul. Like, he reminds me a lot of what's his name that used to be with Katy Perry. Like he's like all into like peace, love, and like the human
I get
spirituality.
That, but this dude was talking about drifting down a fucking river in a canoe, and there's alligators around, and there's snakes in the trees, and then there's tribes people with.
He is very connected
on the banks, and then he's like, then I realized it wasn't just any dream. But it was a wet dream. Like, what?
Honestly, I would rather listen to that any day than this fucking shit they're trying to sell men. That,
like, I'm not making that up. He legitimately fucking said
that. There was like a 5-hour-long special thing he did on the internet or something. Like, and it was like he had taken mushrooms and was just like telling us everything.
Dude, the fucking...
Yes.
I've got tiger's blood. I'm a warlock from fucking Mars meltdown that he had in that interview is fucking epic. But I'm saying, like, for 5 fucking hours.
Jordan, I just sent you another text because I'm confused. I'm moving on to the next topic until I get that reply. Okay, so the next emotion that we should listen to. So we did bitterness is something you need to heal from. Resentment this is what it's telling you when you're feeling these things. Resentment means you're living with something in the past you need to deal with. And number 3, discomfort. Oh, that's so vague.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Physical? Emotional? What?
Yeah, you telling me psychotic breaks. You currently on any drugs? He's like, yeah, I'm on drugs. It's called Charlie Sheen. And if you take it, you'll die.
Okay, but we've seen a lot of people, Britney Spears, for example. How is it that Robert Downey Jr., all these men get revivals? Johnny Depp, they get their second chances, their third chances. But Britney Spears, even though she's got Teen Britney people, they actually are fetishizing her, and like it's more of like gawking at her. What's that called? Voyeurism. But anyways, don't make me. Don't get me off on gender stuff. No, I think she's borderline, 100%.
I think she's just secretly doing fucking drugs.
Well, if she's not borderline, she has CPTSD.
Excessive heat warning.
Yeah. It's literally nighttime right now, and we're getting
legit.
Our phones are like, don't go outside. Yeah, no, you can definitely be both daft, but whatever it is, it's from childhood. And but she shows a lot of what is it called? Self-sabotaging behaviors. Like, I saw some footage of her Instagram the other day, and she was like, yeah. So that's why I think borderline, because of the self-sabotaging. And then the meltdowns that she's had over the years, and the fact that she's isolated a lot of the family, including her own children, don't want shit to do with her. That sounds like a borderline to me. I know, because I am one. Okay, so discomfort shows you, this is what you need to listen to discomfort about, babe. Shows you that you need to pay attention right now to what is happening in the moment. Because you're being given the opportunity to change, to do something different in a situation than you typically do. So I can think of lots of examples. If you feel discomfort, if someone's talking about something that makes you uncomfortable, you can make choices in that moment. You can decide to leave the situation for your own safety, or you can take a stand, or you can let them go on. There are lots of different choices you can make when you're feeling discomfort in the moment. But when you feel discomfort, you should listen to it and start to rationalize the proper response. That's how you stay present. And mindfulness, that is the word of the day. Because it like it says, it'll give you the opportunity to change the way you typically respond to a situation. So it's like, if you're feeling discomfort, that means that in the past these type of situations have either hurt you, or you just want to get away from it. Like, you have all these responses that are your go-to response during a discomforting situation. Right. But you can choose to do differently this time. And I promise you, whatever step you take, okay, so this is what we're learning in the book. Skills, right? So let's say you face your fears and you say, hey, I don't like that type of talk, but you've never confronted anyone in your life. It will feel like so vulnerable. You will feel like terrified. Like, oh my God, I started a conflict. But I promise, practicing that type of shit is the only way to change your thinking around the irrational thinking, right? So you do it once, you're like, oh shit, that actually worked and I feel good about myself. Okay, if I did it once, I can do it twice. That's how I learned mindfulness over years. Is literally like trial and error, bro. Like, they were telling me to do it, but then putting it into practice, I wasn't necessarily doing. When I finally said, let me try something different. Let me try this. And then I got away with it. And then I was like, oh my God, I feel so powerful. I feel like they didn't win this time. I won. And then I was like, let me try it again. And that's how you sort of overcome all that irrational gunk, like conflict avoidant behavior and different fight or flight responses, right?
Okay.
So discomfort gives you the ability to change.
All right. Just real quick, just because I just want to prove that I did not make this up.
In 1999, I just had a dream that I was floating down a river, naked, wrapped up in anacondas, sharks, piranhas, and crocodiles. And lined along the ridge of the river, there were thousands of African tribesmen, each holding a shield and a spear. And it wasn't a nightmare. Actually, it was a wet dream.
Just
Okay, Matthew McConaughey, what are you taking and where can I get some? Yeah, right? All right, so I gotta go back over here to see what Jordan. Oh, okay. So Jordan, what I was saying, he just wanted me to re-explain it a little bit more simply. So I was saying that as your best friend, I definitely agree with your assessment. And I said that what I think you're saying is that listening to your emotions, when you do that, you have mood swings. It makes you more emotional. It leads you down a path of more emotions. That's because you are more comfortable in control. You think, I control situations, I control myself, I control who affects me, control. And by the way, I know it took a lot to say this because you do consider yourself a very disciplined person. And so I know it took a lot for you to say those words out loud. And so as your best friend, I'm trying to tell you that is okay. That is actually a great coping skill as long as you don't control so much that you never heal. So my opinion on why you're having mood swings when you go with your emotions or listen to them is because it's all the shit that you've kept down all the other times. All the other times that you controlled instead of letting your emotions fly, it's still there, bro. Where does it go? When we repress our emotions, where does it go? Back inside. back inside.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do have a vulnerable moment, when you do show emotion, everything comes to the surface for like a few days. Like it may take a few days or whatever. Like, and I know because I lived with you for a year, not just your best friend, and know everything I think about you at this point. I'm sure that there's secrets, but still, I'm just saying like, that's my personal opinion, and that's why you're having these mood swings, and it's very uncomfortable. And so then you're like, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This ain't me, because I know you. And you're like, this ain't me. You even referred to yourself as, this isn't Dark Jordan today. And I laughed because I was like, because, you know, he has moments where he shows like this side of him that's very angry, and he has a right to be because of his trauma. And everybody on here, we all have trauma. I mean, everyone has trauma. I'm just saying, like, they may not know it, but they do, I promise. And it doesn't have to be big T trauma. It could be little trauma, like a cold parent or a withholding parent or something. It could be anything. Everyone's got trauma, okay? So, what I think is happening is that all this stuff's coming to the surface, and then you like quickly go back to default mode, which is put it all back in. Nope. My mom literally does this. She'll be a good person to talk to about this, because my mom, you know her story. She was horribly exposed to horrible things as a child. And she does this thing where she starts to cry, and she'll go, instead of letting her feelings out. And when my dad left her, she was not prepared, because she had never dealt with her feelings. And you know what she did? She became an alcoholic. She became bulimic. Caught her throwing up in my house right after my longtime boyfriend at the time cooked her dinner. We were suspicious, but we caught her red-handed. And also attempted to unalive. And again, that was because my mom was not prepared when something that rocked her entire foundation that she had built and thought she was so tough and could just get through it all, when she couldn't. And that's why it's important to listen to our emotions. And do not...
That was interesting, Dad.
So what did Daph say? By the way, have you ever read Herschel Walker's autobiography? Probably one of the... Yes, he is the most famous system. There was a hilarious passage where he explained that one of them was responsible for the press, one played the games, and another one went to training. The problem with that method is that he often did not remember what he was supposed to do, while the one... Yes. And it was very abundantly clear when he ran for office at his campaign speeches. And I was like, please get this man off the TV, because he makes systems look bad. Because he was just... There's a dude that impersonates him on TikTok, and he's fucking hilarious. All right, so Jordan, if you have any more specific questions about that, like, the only answer is to keep trying, like, little at a time, to let out things, so I'm preaching to the choir, baby. What are you gonna say? Because this is something that I stay on Ernie about, because it's not easy.
Yeah, all the time. All the time, Sam.
Oh yeah, 100%. Practice. You don't know until you try something, right? And Jordan, you know, we took that big leap of faith to even be friends. We took a big risk of trusting one another, meeting for that first time. And you know that it turned out wonderful. So think of your mental health, your emotions and things like that as not something scary or need to be tamed, but as something you need to just practice. Because I promise you guys, even though I don't have any type of, I would say that I am currently very stable compared to 15, even 10, even 5 years ago. I have never been more stable than I am today. However,
I'm stable-ish.
Right, I think you are too, babe. I think that's a real good compliment to yourself right now. But then, like, last week, I literally thought that I wanted to be on the submarine. Like, y'all, come on, right?
Well, I got what you, honestly, like, I know you feel like it wasn't making sense what you were saying, but I actually understood what you were saying. I know you weren't saying that you wish you were dead, but you just wish that you could do something like that with your life, like
So I was not talking about
something bold.
Yes, because I've always tried to control, which goes back to what I was saying with Boss. So Boss, since that stuff's all inside you and you're holding it down, and when you let it out, it feels like you go through these mood swings and it's very uncomfortable and you're like, okay, put it back in. So what's gonna happen is that's gonna rise till it can't stay in there anymore.
Right.
And that's something since you brought it up, since we're being honest, and I wanna help people, not just my best friend, because I love you so much. I love you so much. But I am afraid that you will have a major breakdown. I've told Ernie this, that you have so much pain, and I don't want to share your business. But
this is why I say people should go to therapy.
yes, but it's some people have to learn it, like, and I'm not saying, because Jordan, if you can go to therapy, dude, I'll call your insurance while you're at work tomorrow and find you someone. Like, I'll do that for you.
Not like, honestly, man, because it's unhealthy.
But he needs to go to
Not
one
to.
that deals with, like, family.
No, I get that, and there's a lot that
We'll have to
do
look
that,
into
and
that.
There's a lot of good
If
ones
you
that
will do
handle
it.
that.
He didn't have a good experience the first.
I understand. You know what? That's actually just a part of it. You know, you're gonna have. I had a bad experience with my previous psychologist. You know, I wasted 2 years on that bitch for her to finally just come out and be like, "Well, I don't even believe in DID."
Dr.
You know.
Washington.
Yes, you got to keep trying till you find the one that is right for you.
He needs somebody like me, because we talk for hours.
Right. And I understand that, and I understand it's easier to talk to your best friend about it, but at the same time, you kind of have to realize, you know...
I'm not a professional. I'm just giving you my life advice.
Your friend's not a professional, but also your friend...
Oh, your friend's not unbiased.
But also that, you know, when it comes to Micah particularly, you know, Micah has borderline. She has her own mental issues,
Yeah.
you know?
But also,
No, I'm not saying that you're being a burden to her at all.
No,
I'm
no.
not saying that at all.
God, I didn't even think like that.
No, I know, but I realized as I was saying that I was,
Oh, like he
started-
was harming me.
it was starting to sound
Yeah,
like it. That's what I was saying.
no.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that
But
Micah can't exactly give you all the answers that you need and all the resources and skills that you will need. Only thing, because Micah has borderline, and that's and
you might not be dealing with someone that's got it all up here at the time.
well,
no.
not just that, but I'm just saying that the resources and techniques and skills that you know
Work for me.
work for you.
Right.
They're designed for you.
For me. That's correct.
And that's why you need to, you know, you got to shop around with therapists.
And I was going to say also that as your friend, I don't ever lie or anything. Before I say this, it's going to come out wrong.
Oh.
But I love you. And yeah, we need to answer Cinderella. I love you. So, like, maybe I'm not telling you, like, the unbiased, because I have a view of you that is so high. Does that make sense? I'm not telling you, like, the full truth, because I think, well, Jordan would never, or Jordan could never, or whatever. I just think you're so great. And so maybe you need someone that doesn't know you at all that can make it like a scientific assessment, like a doctor.
Well, just to answer Samarilla real quick, just because my general attitude about life, how I do it without being embarrassed, is because I don't give a fuck. I don't care what other people think about me.
That is
if they
true.
make fun of me. Whatever.
You do get paranoid,
You
though.
know, I know
About what people are thinking.
Right, but that's social anxiety. But when
Right.
it comes to me doing something that I want to do, I don't worry about whether I'm gonna fuck up at it or, you know, they're gonna be like, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, I don't give a
honestly, like, here's what I would say. As long as you have your fucking army around you, which my army is my sister, Ernie, Jordan, period. And they're not gonna leave me. They're for life. Then I got y'all. Y'all are my secondary. Y'all are my backup. Y'all my second platoon or whatever. What's it called? The reinforcements. Y'all are my reinforcements.
What if it scares you?
Well, yeah. Yes. So,
Well, see, that's something that I would say you take to your therapist.
yes. But I've also noticed, Samarella, over time that you and your sister have a very complicated relationship. And y'all have got to fix that. Because her having such an influence over you and vice versa, y'all got to fix that shit. It's not healthy. So, I'm not saying that to be critical at all. I'm saying, because I have a sister and I know.
Yeah, I mean, because I'll be honest with you, you don't want to emulate me because I say shit and I don't care how it makes people feel. But that's just because of my core belief is that I'm a bad person and it's easier for me to incite a negative reaction out of someone than a positive one. So I don't care about pissing people off.
Yeah, you actually throw bombs at people and daggers purposefully. And it's protection. It's protection.
I mean, for example, is this response to Micah's TikTok was not necessary for me.
Yeah, I thought it was not really positive, but I was just giving them a sick burn. But you like totally tore their life apart. But they did say DID was a fairy tale, so they had it coming. But at the same time, as mental health streamers, we should have a little bit more care. We don't know what they're going through.
So
I love that, boss.
Was his reply to one of Micah's comments was "Stay mad, Queen, heart. Psychology won't stoop to your fairy tale bullshit. He will never be fired."
Hi, welcome, SpaghettiOs.
Calling DID fantasy fairy tale bullshit. So I said, "Wow, it's so sad, and I feel bad for this Bolton, because that's his name on TikTok, Bolton.
Belton.
Bulten, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's Bolton. Anyway, I feel sorry for this dude. He has probably failed so horribly in his life and doesn't have any mental health problems to blame it on that he has to resort to being a keyboard warrior and attack others' mental health to feel better about his own sad, miserable existence. And it is such a shame."
I said it more cleverly. Yes.
No, not Bolton. Bolton. Bulten.
Yeah, it's like spelled weird. 10 out of 10? Thanks, SpaghettiOs. I mean, here's the thing though. Okay. Y'all can call me a fucking naive person, because I do like to sick burn. Some people deserve no fucking quarter, and they deserve all the fucking shit that they get. Period. Like Donald Trump. Like fucking people that have abused you. You should not give quarter or niceness or nicety. I don't believe in all that fucking respectability shit when it comes to people that are actual fucking assholes, evil motherfuckers.
Right, because
Okay?
normally I ignore shit like
But
that,
that's a
and I
stranger.
don't engage
Right.
in shit like that.
But that's a stranger. And so therefore, we preach about getting to your mental health, reducing the stigma. We preach about being a community, about reaching out, all that stuff. So we don't know. That person could be sick too, which is why they're lashing out at a mental health disorder or a person with mental health problems.
I just say he's got a sad, fucked up, miserable trailer
I
park
said-
fucking life.
You said what I said, but like meaner. Like I was
he's
more
a
slick
sad,
about it.
miserable, fat fuck living in a trailer, 600 pounds, can't get out of his chair, ruined his whole goddamn life, probably has no teeth from fucking smoking meth, and doesn't have a single mental health problem to blame it on, so he takes it out on the mental health
But that's the
community.
thing. My
Being a
theory
fucking
is
keyboard
we're
warrior
all,
piece of shit.
because of our society, we actually all have mental health problems. I believe
And as
everyone
Micah
needs a
says,
therapist.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. See, Ernie, good job not repressing your anger. Good job. This is a very conflict avoidant person. So Maybe you do need to start with the internet, baby. Maybe you need to be a keyboard warrior until you can do it in person.
I don't do that. No, I was flipping cops off. What are you talking about?
All of a sudden, Ernie hates the cops too. I guess I'm rubbing off.
No, it's not that I hate the cops. It's just when I'm sitting in the car and then he parks right in front and looks at me like I'm doing something fucking wrong. Yeah, fuck you. Go on.
I hate the cops, ACAB. I said what I said.
I was hoping he'd get out and say something. I'm being ask me what I thought I was doing, flipping. I'm like, First Amendment right, motherfucker.
I just said it's called BetterHelp.com, and you can start there because there's so much to unpack in your statement. Which was a slick way of saying what Ernie said. Right, Daft? He could be really repressed. Which is what we were talking about tonight, listening to your emotions.
Right, but here's my point though. I don't give a fuck what his reason is. I went hard on him and will continue to go hard on him.
Well, the false claiming
and assume
is
the
harmful
worst of him
to the DID community, so yeah.
Just because he had to make that fucking comment.
No, facts.
I don't care whether he actually has mental health problems or not.
Facts, Daft.
It's the fact that he felt the need to comment and call DID fairy tale bullshit.
Right, fairy tale bullshit, and that psychology would not stoop. And I'm like, psychology already stooped back in the 70s.
Have you met my fucking psychologist, by the way?
Right. Like, literally, have you read the Diagnostic Statistic Manual criteria for mental disorders?
Y'all can see my psychologist, Dr. Reed. Ooh, she's gorgeous.
She's so pretty. She's so pretty.
If I wasn't with Micah.
Okay, your sister does not know how to cope with her own shit, and that don't have shit to do with you. She needs a therapist.
What's up, Lizzie? We're talking about some dick-ass punk that decided to make a comment
on TikTok today. Saying that
to Micah, calling DID fairy tale bullshit, and I went a little hard on him.
And we were just talking about what's the proper response to that shit.
I mean, my proper, fuck you.
Right, Samarella, that's her own shit, but she uses you. She scapegoats you. You need to look up scapegoating. She's using you to blame what she's going through on. She needs therapy. Tell her I said it. We need to get shirts that say also, everyone needs therapy.
I'm getting you a shirt that says I said what I said.
That is my motto in life.
Now on the front is gonna say, y'all motherfuckers need therapy, and then on the back is gonna say, I said what I said.
That shit's gonna be on my fucking grave, man. I said what I said. It'll be my final words, and I said what I said. Samarilla, I said what I said. I'm telling you from observing everything you've told me about your life in the last 2 years that your sister and you
die. Well,
Lacey, I don't guess we've ever met. Hello and welcome.
My mom did say earlier that she wished my sister's boyfriend would get a hold of some fentanyl. I was like, God damn, Mom.
That's dark. Like he gets some bad lace shit. Wow.
I know, I wasn't ready for it. I was like, fuck.
Okay, here's my favorite emotion. And it's perfect segue. We should be listening to our anger. Anger shows us what we're passionate about. If we get angry, that means we're very passionate about that shit. Like, you just fucking touched a nerve, buddy. Or whatever it is that makes us angry, there is something attached to that we feel really strongly about. Where your boundaries are. So anger, ooh, I like that. When you get angry, that tells you, I need to be setting a boundary because this shit's pissing me off. You pissed me off, or that situation pissed me off, this fucking show pissed me off, whatever. Maybe I need to turn the show off. Maybe I need to put this person out of my life. Maybe I need to tell this fucking person off. Whatever it is, you need to set a boundary. That's what anger is telling you. That's deep. I love that. And what you believe needs to change about the world. So yes, I turn a lot of my own bullshit into like trying to save the world. Like, I've been protesting since I was a little girl, been political all my life. I have a history degree, political science, double major, and I do a lot of activism. Like, I got arrested for when we were protesting for Floyd. I've been tear gassed. I've been hit with the rubber bullets, like the whole 9 yards. Like, I turn my anger to try to change the world. So yes, it's saying what you're passionate about, but I love that. If you get angry, that means you need to set a boundary. That's what it's telling us. I've never thought of anger like that. So if I get angry about something, that means...
Let me just tell you right now. I'd like you to meet bound and re.
I don't get it. Rebound?
No. You just said you need to set a boundary.
Oh,
Meet
boundary.
bound and re.
No, like, if you're getting really that pressed about something, then that means this is an area right now that maybe I need to set a boundary. So, like, for example, if I'm trying to think of like a daily example, a coworker. Like, you can't stop talking about this coworker. This shit's like really, really making you mad. Okay? I think it's something very specific, but you can't. So, this, I could say a coworker, right? And they're doing something every day that just fucking makes you so fucking mad. You need to fucking speak up. That's basically what they're saying. Anger is telling you that you need to set a boundary and say, hey, can you not do that? Can you not do that? Thanks. All right. Disappointment. It's the next emotion. It shows that you tried for something, that you did not give in to apathy, and that you still care. Ooh. So if you feel disappointed in yourself, you shouldn't look at it that way. You should say, I still fucking tried. I didn't give in to laziness. I tried something. I should be proud of myself. And I still care. I'm still kicking. The world hasn't defeated me. Disappointment should be flipped into pride. I like that. You guys like that? Right? Right? Nah, they were just overzealous cops. Fucking little boys, tiny dick little energy bitches. Okay, guilt. Ooh, guilt and shame are the hardest. I hate that feeling. So this is what listening to guilt means. It shows you that you're still living life in other people's expectations of what you should do. Wow.
That's one I don't have a problem. I don't struggle with guilt.
Well, not that you're aware of. I
don't give a fuck what people's expectations of me are.
Can I present a theory? Will you be
I love
receptive?
Micah's theories.
Will you be receptive?
If it's true.
What if the I don't give a fuck is a persona that you've built to defend yourself from pain? That you actually give too many fucks?
No. Unfortunately not. I ran out of fucks a long time ago.
Well, it is possible that you have partitioned that emotion off, just as you partitioned yourself as a child because of trauma. But I personally believe that people that shut off
but
any feelings...
I even have low expectations for myself.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, Def said you can also feel guilt from disappointing your own expectations. That's I don't set expectations for myself for that explicit reason.
Oh God, babe, you don't have goals?
I have goals, but like until they happen, you know.
That's sitting. Okay, so I don't know how to say this without saying it, but that's a victim mentality.
You know what I'm saying? I still set out to achieve goals and stuff, but until I actually do it, I don't expect to do it.
Oh, okay. So you don't think that you're capable of things?
It's not that I don't think I'm... It's not that I think I'm incapable. I'm just saying I don't be like, alright, this is my goal. It's gonna get done.
Samarella, I would suggest a really good book if anyone will get it for you. It's called Codependent No More. Codependency No More. It changed my life when I was like 21. Because you and your sister are in a very codependent relationship. And you're taking on too much blame. Too much blame for that shit. Period. Look, I'm sorry. lately I have decided that it is better to say what I know and what I've learned than to say it softly. So if I'm hurting your feelings, it's only because I'm trying to push you just a little bit. It's not personal. It's not that I'm judging. It's not that I'm saying this is the answer, because I'm not a professional. I'm telling you what I know in my heart, and I feel like that's better for you, because maybe nobody in your life does that. I'm doing it with Ernie too, just so everybody knows. Oh, bye. Oh my God, I'm sweating my ass off right now. We just got, dude, who is that? Lacey. Is that who we're talking to? From Tunnel System? Anyways.
I think so.
Anyways, we just got warnings on our phone and it's nighttime to not go outside.
Yeah.
Hey Ellie, you just popped in. I think we were talking to Rella or Sam. I'm not sure. I think it was Rella. I'm actually positive it was Rella. I think I might have pushed her a little bit as far as like confronting her sister and stuff, or talking about her sister. Maybe just talking about her was a lot. But like I'm also doing this with Ernie, and it's called love. It's called like, you know, tough love, but it's like living in like honesty, because that's something I value very much. But like I do hold back because I'm afraid it'll hurt the person or they're not ready. But like I know the answer. Like I really do. I know because I've been through it myself, or I've watched others go through it and I've walked through it with them. So like my instincts, I'm also extremely empathic, like to a supernatural level. Like I just pegged Ernie's aunt that I had never heard about in my life and got her whole personality just by like a sentence. And I was like, damn, I'm good. If I know someone has been to therapy for a longer time, I am being really direct to. Yes, yes, yes. I know, Daft. I know. It is such a fine line. No, I get, I feel in everything you're saying. You cannot put somebody where they're not ready to go. You can't force it. However, when I look back on my journey, the therapists that made me feel a little slightly attacked, slightly pushed, are the ones that helped me. And I am living by that. That's my truth. And I'm going to live by that myself from now on. Now, it's different with systems. You don't want to trigger alters or negative trauma response and stuff like that. You gotta walk that line. However, you gotta call people on their bullshit, or you're not really their friend. A true friend, a true fucking person that loves you will not enable you. Will not. They won't do it. They'll tell you the truth. Yes, Irene, you are. But you kind of saw it coming earlier, right? Yeah. Turbulence. It reminds me of, what's that show, Manifest?
Sorry, I'm getting...
I know.
all dead skin off my palms.
You're right, Daft. And maybe I need to check that a little bit and reassess like that feeling I'm having right now, to like just go on and bluntly tell people stuff. You're right. I'm hearing you. I'm taking it in. It's just I feel like a lot of my own shit is because I hold back, because I actually can tell somebody what's wrong with them and what they need to do. But you're right, they may not be ready. So I don't know what to do. Okay, Ernie's telling me to move on because I can see the face and feel it. Again, that's my empathy. Oh, Ernie, you are so... Ugh. He can be so deep, and then other times he's like, I was just looking at your boobs. Babe, you're supposed to be supportive when I'm on stream. Remember, I told you I wasn't doing this.
I've been supportive.
You have been. Okay, shame.
And I'm looking at how
did I know
that Raw is right now.
How did I know shame was next? Shame, this is what, when you listen to your shame. Thank you, shame. That's how I feel about you. Ernie just demonstrated it. We know if you're talking about Carrie Ann, or however you say your name. They are to him. But anyway, so shame. When we listen to shame, it shows us that we are internalizing other people's...
It ain't a stream unless I rip one.
Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck, literally, because everybody farts. Literally. Just saying. Even beautiful goddesses as myself. Really badly. Okay, so shame. Shame shows us that we are internalizing other people's beliefs about how we should be or who we are, and that we need to reconnect with ourselves. I love that. So, like, for example, in the South, we have a lot of religious trauma and religion shoved down our throat, that we're all going to hell and we're sinners and all that. And that's literally how we grow up. Doesn't matter if you go to church or not, you're literally exposed to it everywhere. And so in this example, they're saying if you feel shame about something you're doing, that you're caring too much about what other people's beliefs taught you. What I call that is the social construct, social conflict theory, like gender. Like, boys do this and girls do this. Boys wear blue and girls wear pink. And all that shit is made up fucking people shit. That's the social construct that we grew up in. But gender is not like that. Gender is fluid. Gender does not conform to this and that. So yeah. Sorry. I'm not going to go off on a political rant. Are you proud of me?
I'm very proud.
I self-edited. Anxiety. Oof, we all got that one. Check. When we listen to our anxiety, it shows that we need to wake up right now and that we need to be present. You're stuck in the past and living in fear of the future. I have never heard anxiety described that way. Cause yeah, when you have anxiety, you basically dissociate. Right? So they're saying wake up and be present right now. It's fear. It's irrational. That's what they're saying. It's irrational. So bring yourself back somehow. But that's so fucking easier said than done. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
Klonopin helps.
yeah, Knighted Slayer. Yeah, right? But no, I've never heard it described. Hey, what's up? I've never heard it described that way. That, like, when you listen to your anxiety, it's because, yeah, that's cool. Right. When you manage to develop anxiety about your anxiety facts, like Ernie's like, I have to go to the store today. Let me think of 1,000 bad things that could happen. And it's hours from now.
Yeah.
So you build yourself up to the anxiety you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Love you too. I'm sorry you're having a weird night.
Bye, Irene.
Okay, so goodbye, Irene. Did it. Cause you know I'll find ways to put songs in the stream. Yeah.
I really need to get that soundboard.
Okay, last but not least is the hardest one, the worst one, the one that we don't want to face, and that's listening to the feeling of sadness. Ugh. Can we go back to angry, please? Anger I can deal with. Love it. It fuels me. Okay. Sadness shows you the depth of your feeling and the depth of your care for others and the world. Basically, sadness tells us we're human.
Fuck.
Damn, I thought it was just like literally chemicals and shit.
How would it be human? Boring. Awkward silence.
No, I'm reading.
Oh.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry for that. That's scary. Especially when you know they haven't changed. Like, everyone that lives with an addicted loved one or someone that's narcissistic, we know that 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever. Oh, if they haven't been doing the work every day, going to meetings, like working the fucking program, making amends, doing all that shit, they ain't changed.
Hey, well, don't feel bad.
Trust your
Daph,
instincts.
Because you know what? It's been so long since Knotted Slayer's been in here. I forgot they've ever even been in here before.
I know, because I remember the names.
So I was actually very surprised when first time chatting didn't pop up with their
No,
name.
you don't remember Knotted Slayer? I do.
Man, half the time,
So,
I don't remember who the hell.
let's
I am.
recap. We're going to practice listening to our emotions and what they're trying to tell us in real time. This is called mindfulness in dialectical behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. It is the goal for emotional regulation, to learn how to regulate your irrational feelings, your out of control feelings that plague you every day when you have mental health struggles. What is your biggest struggle every day? Is your fucking feelings. Fuck your feelings, right? Fuck your couch. And so the way to regulation is mindfulness.
I got you, Dad.
Yeah. How is Exile doing? How's their system doing? I haven't talked to them in like few weeks actually. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's a skill. And like I said, by the way, everybody, listen. Daph touched on it, but I want to drive it home. Not everybody is ready to listen to their emotions, which is a nice way of saying facing your emotions or not giving into them, fighting them, whatever. Okay? All those words seem impossible. I've been there. I've been there on the edge. Trigger warning. Right on the edge. Many attempts with emotions that I could give a fuck about anyone else, how it affects them. Emotions that control me. Literally, last week, I had that going on with me. Not suicide, but the point that I want to make is that it's hard, but that's why the book that Ernie's going through with the skills, regulation of emotions, it's practicing, it's trying it, it's just taking that one step towards, you know what, maybe I should listen to that shit. Maybe that was good advice. Let me try it. Because let me tell you something. Perfect example, when I went to jail. I kept running my mouth all night, talking about fuck the police and all that shit, talking shit, because we were all mad at the cops over Floyd, and they put me in there for protesting past curfew, trespassing at a McDonald's that was open, but whatever. I really just said fuck you to a cop, and he got mad and like used some shit against me. So they put me in solitary. I had no sense of time. I lost my...
Shit.
Oh, God.
Eee.
Oh, gosh. Earl, that's my worst fear with
that.
Ernie. Yeah, Ernie has a
feel that.
very fucked up knee that pops most of the time. Ooh, is he gonna have to get a replacement? Probably a whole knee replacement. Oof, that sounds gross. So, practice it.
Well, shit then. Sounds like they ain't got nothing else to do but be on the stream with us. Kidding.
That sucks. I hope that they have great medicine, pain medicine for that. Well, just in time for that disability check. Thank you, government. They got our Ernie, the Havoc system and Exile system got their disability this year. It's a big blessing. A lot more freedom and not feeling so guilty about, not being a contributor or whatever that feels like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. That's 2 systems in America that were approved for disability. that I personally fucking know. So I'm gonna be encouraging from now on. Everyone says it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. And it didn't happen for Ernie and Exiled. I'm sorry, for Havoc and Exiled. For like two years on Exiled, 1 year or 14 months for you.
I know that struggle very well. I've that same struggle, Dad.
Oh yeah.
I won't take anything past Tylenol.
What about, what is that thing that you take that's not an opioid but it works pretty good? What is the name of that fucking pill? They give it to you now because of opioid problems. And it's like, man, this don't work, but it actually does manage pain well. What is it? Yeah, fried Stone. Me and Stoned are like, can we just get fucked up? Where's it? I'll take everyone, just so you know, I'll give you my address. You can ship your opioids to me if you have a problem. Okay, I've never heard of that one, but the one I'm thinking of is like, it works for pain management, but you're like, man, this ain't Hydros. You know, you get mad because you got that instead of, it's the thing in America that they're prescribing all the time now for pain. I can't think of it. It's such a common name. Yes, please. And then we're gonna go because we're about to the 2-hour mark, and this is my only day off. Hopeful Gene. I think y'all have different names for stuff over there. I've never heard of that.
Not for me, Stone. I mean, alcohol just has no appeal to me anymore.
So, considering I'm borderline and we're supposed to have really self-sabotaging behaviors like addiction, sex addiction, all kinds of like really bad self-sabotaging behaviors, excessive spending, binging, lots of stuff. That's the one thing I've never had a problem with is addiction. I guess I'm addicted to nicotine, but not smoking. I never let myself. I was like, I'm not going to.
Which is why also I'm not in a huge rush to do the drinking stream. Because it's like, that's...
Yeah, he really doesn't, like at all. And like me, Jordan, and my sister, and my mom, everybody like at family stuff, we all drink, but we don't get fucked up. Like we're not like binge drinkers. We just drink.
Yeah, but see, that's my problem though. It's always been my problem. Once I have that first drink, my goal after that is get fucked up. So.
Okay, I'm reading about that drug, and yeah, it kind of seems like in between an ibuprofen and a Tylenol, basically. I think that's the drug I'm talking about, but it has a different name here. Because it says it's a fever reducer as well. Yeah. But yeah, no, man, I don't know how y'all go through stuff when you have a lot of friends with opioid problems, and I don't know how y'all get through these horrible injuries. I don't know how y'all do it. Well, I'll tell you how my friend did it after she fell off the wagon with both children when she had babies. She's currently off the wagon, and she's gone to some of the most expensive programs in the United States, like all over the country. She's been to Florida, she's been to the Palmetto in Louisiana, which is featured on that show Intervention. She's been to Texas, and she always falls off the wagon as soon as she gets any or is in pain. It's like she's over with. It's just, I mean, I don't know if she'll ever.
When's the last time I cried in front of Micah?
I love this question. Thank you, Rella.
I don't know.
It was when you had your nightmare and you were really shaken up about it, and we went to my house to feed the dogs and stuff.
Oh.
And you were in the car, and I said, what are you doing? Are you okay? Are you okay? And you were crying because you were begging your system to talk to you.
Yeah. So that was like a week ago.
Yeah, he has no trouble crying. It's not something he does all the time, but he is a very emotionally mature person as far as what emotions
Yes.
he is aware of.
If it's something reasonable that a reasonable person would cry about, I do cry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't be like, oh, like, no, I'm a man, no show emotion. But anyway,
That's so
I
toxic.
mean, honestly, her presence is what calms me down.
That means so much to me because all my life I've been labeled as someone that annoys, or you're so extra, like you wear me out. Those are the comments I've heard my whole life. So to hear someone say that my presence calms them completely blows my narrative that people have said my whole life. I'm not just annoying, or you wear me out, or I'm exhausted after hanging out with you. It's you're also loud. Like, I'm everything. I'm just like fucking annoying. Except for the people that really know me and love me. They think I'm hilarious. So.
Well, I mean, you are everything to me.
No, he does not. It's not his default. His default is to dissociate or compartmentalize. If he doesn't fully dissociate into the inner world, what I mean that is he'll just like shut it off and put it over there. That's his comfort zone, but he does express emotion. And I admire him for that, and I think it's awesome. And I hope everyone finds emotionally available, mature partners, because it is the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
We've both had so many relationships, long term. We've both been married before, and we have never had this, which is like this intuitive, honest, hey, let's stop right here. Let's talk about this. Let's say what's really going on. Feelings, get through it. Like this just abject honesty and openness with one another I've never had with any man.
Yeah. No, I've never, you know, been to the point where like, oh, I feel like I'm about to cry, I better do something else,
Nah.
You know, especially if Mike is around. If Mike is around, I just let it out.
Yeah, so we were doing this couples questionnaire thing the other day, just to like, again, we try to communicate fully, honestly, and openly, and safely. And so we were just doing this couples questionnaire. Ask your partner these questions, just to spur dialogue between us, you know, about our feelings. And the very first question was, what can I do more to meet your needs? What do you feel that you need more of to meet your needs? And he's thought about it. He didn't just like fucking rush to a fucking answer. He thought about it. He said, give me some time to think about it. That's what he said. And he comes back and he says, I know it sounds kind of selfish, but I wish I could see you more. Huh. His only complaint with me is he wishes I was around more, but also that's made me feel bad. Like what if, cause I am one of those people that does need alone time. I have to have it. Like just days where I'm shut off. Like don't talk. Don't fucking stress me out. I'm playing Tetris all day and watching TV. I don't even want to be on social media. I have to have that. It's like a recharge of batteries thing. But there's not a day that I am doing other things. Like, you think I'd rather be at work than with Ernie? Like, so it sucks. It sucks. It really does. But also, babe, and this is something that we didn't actually touch on that day. I thought about it just now. You have so much time on your hands to miss me more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm having to juggle all kinds of things like work. So I feel like we see each other a lot, but
Yeah.
but relative to you who has free time, you probably are like, God dang, I wish Micah was here. Because that's how I do feel when I have free time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish I was with Ernie. So yeah, I get what you're saying, babe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I hope y'all got a lot out of that stream. Like Daph was saying, like I do want to say one more time, not everybody's ready for mindfulness because it hurts, it stings to realize that maybe it's you, me, I'm the problem, it's me. That's literally what mindfulness takes, and some people aren't willing to think. So if you've been suffering with mental health your whole life like me, you've been going through 20 years of fucking trigger warning, suicide attempts, hospital stays, you cannot regulate your emotions, and someone comes to you and says, hey, think of your anxiety or think of your anger as like, you need to put up a boundary. And you're like, no, it's not that simple. Because you've been suffering so long. And I really understand. Because you're like, and you reject it. And you're like, I'm not even going to try that. I didn't even finish my jail story. So I'm in jail, I'm in solitary, I'm going crazy, and I'm having multiple panic attacks back to back to back, about 5 minutes apart, because I'm freaking out. I'm reading the fucking scratches on the walls and shit. And I thought of that fucking thing they say to do all the time, which is count the things in the room, or say the names of the objects you can see, touch what you can touch. And I was like, you know what? I ain't got no medicine. I'm fucking freezing. I'm in this fucking cell. There's no fucking... I'm freaking the fuck out. I don't know what time it is. I don't know who's coming to get me. I don't know what's happening out there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to count the shit and name it. So I was like, window, sink, bench, hinges, door. Y'all, I did that all night. And it was for survival because I didn't have Klonopin to go reach for during a panic attack. I was in a desperate, scary situation with no medicine. And what did I learn? And I've told you this a million times. I came out of that jail. Granted, I was very fucking traumatized, and I went straight to the emergency room because I was having a complete mental health breakdown. However, when it was over and I reflected, ever since then, I have rarely had an actual full-blown panic attack. Because you know what I learned that night? I could get through back-to-back panic attacks and survive. And I know you're like, no, it's not that simple. The suffering I have felt so deeply in that has harmed my whole entire life, harmed me, harmed the people around me. It cannot be that simple. I swear to y'all, it is mindfulness and practicing these techniques that sound so fucking stupid. Because you're like, it can't be that simple. It can't be. Guess what I found out? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. And until you try it, you don't know. So try outside your comfort zone. These fucking quotes, inspirational quotes and shit, they're cliche, but maybe there's some truth to it. You know? The counting, yeah. 10, 9, 8, yeah. How we met again? Tell us how we met again. I'll let Ernie tell it. Because I've been talking too much.
We met on a dating app called Hinge, which, you know, their slogan is Hinge, the dating app meant to be deleted, and it is true to its word. I wasn't probably putting on there a day or two and started talking to Micah.
But here's the real down low tea. I was running a bunch of dudes at the time. Nah, it's a joke. I was talking to several prospects, and Ernie was the only one who did not light up any red flags, who was not cringe, who did not want to talk about sex when we first met. And I was curious, even though he did not fit my criteria of what I'd always gone for. And the truth of the matter is, I did not want to eat alone one night, and he happens to live in our same town. So I was like, would you like to meet in person? We had been talking for several days. He said, when? I said, like right now, like meet me, let's go. Cause I just didn't want to eat dinner alone, even though I was curious and liked him and was like really intrigued by this person. I did not expect to fall madly in love because he did not check my boxes that I thought I fucking had for myself, which are fucking so stupid now that I look back at them. I was totally looking for the wrong type of dudes. And the rest is history, just because I didn't want to eat by myself.
Yeah.
Also, like, I just, like, we literally connected instantly because of the honesty. Like, he's so fucking honest. And I am, like, so fucking honest. Like, too honest. Like, too transparent. Like, people are like, why are you telling all your business? I don't know. But he had the same quality. And I was like, I can trust him. he's safe because he's laying it all out on the table. He told me about his mental health. I was like, I sat back and I went, that's normally not a first date thing that I tell someone, but like, yeah, fuck it. We gotta watch it because we're both crazy. And I said, if we're gonna pursue this, we're gonna have to do it very carefully.
Oh, her eyes light up like that every time I look at them.
I'm about to cry. I have been abused so much by men, strangers and relationships, and used and thrown away and cheated on, and physically and other types of abuse. But at some point they were nice, or I wouldn't have been with them. Then they flipped the script on me. At some point we fell in love. We were in love. So it took me a long time to trust. And I still have a piece of me that's held back because I just expect it to end like the rest. But every day he amazes me with his kindness, his generosity, and his willingness to like better himself and me and like together, like build. And he's so open to that. And like, that's all women really want, is someone that's not an emotional drain. Someone that lifts you up. Someone that's willing to talk about their feelings. But it's also really sexy. Like, we gotta, let's be honest, the sex shit has to be there. It does. Unless you're asexual, and that's cool. Or aromantic. Like, that's fucking cool too. I get it. But in order to make it long term, you have to also be sexually attracted to the person that you're emotionally attracted to. Because see, a lot of times you can be emotionally attracted to men, but you do not want to have sex with them. So I just got really lucky. We got really lucky. Both of us have been dating apps and dating online many years. Like back when there was AOL chat rooms. Y'all youngins don't know what I'm talking about. When we had dial-up internet. Anyways. And no success stories out of all that. All those years. And it's because I was willing to step outside my comfort zone, and I didn't want to eat alone at dinner that night. And he happened to live in my town. So I was like, well, he's the first one I can get to come out with me right now. But DID was something we had to live through together.
Yes.
And because he didn't even know about it. Well, he kind of knew, but he just thought it was like his friend, Garrett. He didn't really know. And so, and by the way, we have tried really hard not to trauma bond because it is something we had to go through as a couple. Like, he was going through it as a person, as a system, brand new shit. And we had to go through it together too. And like, how do we fucking survive? One of the reasons why we started making this was for our own fucking benefit. Let's open ourselves up to a community that might can help us with what we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, daft. Yes, preach. Yeah, because you're like, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work because there's no drama. Like, daft, we're so used to toxicity that you're like, are we boring? Yeah, I still want to question it, daft. Like Ernie's playing me, or he's keeping secrets, or he's telling me what I want to hear. Like, I still don't completely 100% feel safe. I don't know if I ever will. And that's just the honest truth. But he makes it easier every day. Oh, you're welcome, Stone. That stuff, that's easy to talk about. All that other shit we were talking about, that's hard to talk about.
Yep.
And that being said, we are over time.
Yes.
And we got some Flash to watch, because 9 seasons with crossovers and 24 episodes.
Yeah.
It's taken way too long. It's good though. You should go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Anyways, we love you guys. Love the community. Be good to yourself. Practice mindfulness. Try it. Just try one thing. Just try one thing. And be good to others. Unless they're a fucking dick that calls DID a fairy tale.
Yeah.
On TikTok. Good night.
Bye. Oh my god, I have got to piss so bad.
You did good. You stayed with the fucking stream the whole time. Oh, okay, wait. Sorry, my phone's coming out.
That's fine.
Do you just this all of this? Feel how sweaty I am. Feel it. No, down here.
Oh, under your ass cheeks?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Look at the chair. That's how hot I am.
Oh shit. I haven't turned the mic off yet.